Hello, everybody, and welcome to Electric City Sentai Denzicaster here on the ECS Network. I'm your host, Mike. This week I'm joined by...
Sam!
Wim.
And once again, we are on our run through Pretty Guardian Sailor Moon. Hence, Will is properly armed should he feel the need to commit Harry here on the air.
No, it's not. It's for that one over there.
It's for that one,
It's
okay.
defense.
There's a reason I'm sitting in the center, folks. I'm not normally the person in the center on our panels. I'm usually on one side or the other, but I have to keep these two separated. So,
I hurt you or whatever.
So we have watched episodes 19 and 20 of Pretty Guardian Sailor Moon. If you want to find out the synopses, the plot lines, all that good stuff, wiki that stuff. Check out, I think it's actually sailormoon.wikia.com. You can find plots for most of these episodes. So we're going to get right into the... What? I just heard clank, and I'm like, well, okay.
It wasn't the lights, they're fine.
Yeah. So we'll get right into it. Sam, first impressions of what you thought of this pair of episodes.
Much better than the last pair. Yay. Usagi wasn't acting, I didn't want to slap her as much this time. Yes.
Keyword is always as much.
As much, yes. Let's see.
Nah, I still want to slap her.
We're finally getting Amy back in the picture, Sailor Mercury. We haven't mentioned this, but for the last couple of episodes, they haven't really given her much airtime. She's just been there, hanging out in the background.
Knitting. With 4 needles.
Oh my god, it's just needles everywhere. I didn't even know you could knit with more than 2.
And then the other 2 are in her pinkies or some shit, and she's just looks like a spider.
Dude, I have issues crocheting, okay, and that's just with 1. And she's doing 4? No.
So, Will, your first impressions and thoughts on this pair of episodes?
They were better. I kind of zoned out on the Valentine's Day episode, though, and I'm not going to lie on that one. I have a problem with Valentine's Day. Leave me alone.
Oh, no. And I can completely understand
but
that.
No, I mean, I didn't completely zone out.
It had the cute little monkey girl.
Okay, you get to explain that, because I'm not catching the heat for that one.
Yes, still not getting about
She's what? She's like 7 or 8?
Yeah, probably somewhere between 6 and 8
It's
years old.
Usagi's sister.
No.
No, it's not.
Stepsister.
Neighbor kid.
It's one of the neighbor's kids.
It's just a neighbor kid?
Yeah,
Really?
it's just a neighbor kid.
She only has a brother. She doesn't have another
Yeah,
son.
okay, whatever.
Neighbor kid. She's watching the neighbor kid for the day. Really cute kid. Has really sticky outy ears that make her look like a monkey. But it's adorable. And it's just, yay, monkey kid.
Funny.
Does remind me of the Pink Ranger from Ghost Ager, who has very similar ears. But anywho, yeah, so there's like the neighbor kid. We like the neighbor kid.
She's smart. She's level-headed. She's realistic.
She's everything
she's
Usagi's not.
Yes! She is a role model for Usagi. And whatever her name is, actually agrees with it because her mom says the same thing.
Yes.
She's your role model. And she's like, okay. Love it.
I do agree. This pair of episodes much better than the previous ones. The Valentine's Day episode, I actually thought was a pretty good
filler.
Well, not necessarily filler, but character building episode. It's like Usagi gets on the road to recovery through helping a little girl try to win the love of her life. It just happens that that both of the home wrecker of both relationships is the same woman.
For an 8-year-old and a
4-year-old. Yeah. So there is that. We finally get a name to go with the other woman, which is Hina. I don't remember that name coming up before.
Yeah.
It did?
Yeah.
Okay, I just wasn't paying attention. And the second part of the two-parter, the Valentine episode, I liked a good deal. The second part of the two-parter really just feels like, in certain places, how many times can we show that Amy's getting the shaft? Where for the bulk of the episode, she is literally just sitting in their secret base knitting. And at the end of the episode, we do see what she's knitting. She's knitting mittens for each of her fellow scouts, and herself. There's a pair there for her. So, And she even does like the multicolored scarf, like team scarf for Luna. So
That I didn't see.
And her
noticed at the very end of the episode we see all that.
Well, no, I just didn't see. I didn't see the scarf.
Oh.
Yeah, and her team members are purposely blowing her off because she's trying to talk to them. They're like, wait, this is more important. See ya.
Yeah.
It's just like, damn.
So, what did we like about this pair of episodes, Will?
I liked, what's the store clerk's name? I like him.
We just know him as Turtle Man.
Yeah, we've just been calling him Turtle Man for a while here.
They've said his name like 4 times and I feel bad.
Yeah.
Because they even say it in the episode at least twice, and I liked his reaction because he has like such a glum reaction to everything, and he gets one thing from Mako because it didn't fit her, and she was like, "Hey, you want this? This is a gift for being nice to me one day." And he's like 9 kinds of excited about it. And for some odd reason, I like that. I just like his reaction.
I mean, he is definitely suffering from Singles Awareness Day, and he gets that one gift from a girl that he might fancy, and it's as if, saying, "So you're saying I got a shot?" Because it just happens to be on.
I don't think it's it. I don't think it's even that. I think it's more or less in line.
Somebody likes me.
Of a girl like me enough to give me something. I think that's what it more or less was.
I like him. I like again. I like the machinations of the bad guys, and seeing that there's obviously something planning going on. I like the effects, like the visuals for Queen Matalia in this much better than I do in the anime, oddly enough, where literally in the anime, the look for her is just this nebulous face with, thing with eyes and an evil grin somewhere in the distance over in the sky. Here, I mean, it's a light emanating from a pillar, but still
And we hear a heartbeat.
So it's still something better I like.
Yeah, hopefully it'll be like an actual reveal. Hopefully.
Well, they haven't given one yet in anything Sabermoon related.
Yeah, no.
So I do like that a good bit. I like the fact that they kind of took or they've kind of got a little bit of focus off of Venus in this pair of episodes, because she's been heavy involved in several episodes, and she's involved in the Valentine's episode.
Well, you kind of see a little bit of her ailment taking over.
That's true.
In one of the episodes.
Yeah,
I don't
so
remember which.
they finally start showing more of her actually being sick. What do you like? What stood out to you?
I forget which episode. Probably not the first one.
The Valentine's episode?
Sailor Moon was fighting by herself and was actually doing a decent job.
Yeah.
That was...
I think that is the Valentine's
that is
episode.
the Valentine's
Yeah. Because lately she's just been falling down going, I can't do it.
Yeah. And here in episode 20, even when she finds out, oh wait, fiance, she doesn't fall back into the shock and funk when monsters show up. She goes after the monsters. Although numerous monster attacks, the scouts are split up, or guardians or senshi or what have you. The various soldiers are split up, and they all appear to be illusionary monsters, except for Kunzite, who has put the whammy on Sailor Mercury.
Yes. Started just when she was given more airtime.
But overall, I do, and there's a lot to like about these episodes, and I love the kid. I actually really like the little girl. She is not a good actor. I'm just going to put that out there. Kids in tokusatsu shows are almost never good actors. Kids in general are almost never good actors. But I don't want her to just disappear off the face of the earth. She's not like so annoying that I want to claw my eyes out. So that's one point in your favor. And two, just the character that she's there representing, where Usagi is at points so hopeless that somewhere between 6 and 8 year old will split the difference. A 7-year-old could be her romantic role model.
It's not the worst thing.
It's
not really a good thing, but it's not the worst thing.
It's not a good thing if you're Usagi.
Definitely not.
But I kind of dig that. Anything out of this pair episode, Sam, that you just didn't care for? Okay.
She, like in the Valentine episode, she and Amy were torn because Moromaru, Tuxedo Mask, is apparently engaged, and Usagi doesn't know, and they're like, should we tell her? Should we not tell her? What do we do? And then in the second episode, Jupiter's like, we have to tell her. We can't keep this from her. It's not right for her to like a guy who's engaged.
Right.
And then she turns into a creeper, a stalker. And then she just...
The only good thing that comes out of it is she does figure out, she's the first of the soldiers to find out that Mamoru is Tuxedo Mask.
Right, but that yay for figuring that out, but she stops him during something important. He only pops up as Tuxedo Mask when there are monsters about.
Right.
Let me just stand here in your way instead of going helping Usagi, who might be out of her league, because normally she is. So, Jupiter, come on, do better.
Anything, Will, that you didn't care for other than just the fact that it's Sailor Moon?
Yeah, Jupiter pulling the whole stalker act was kind of weird. But there was always kind of that underlying thing that maybe, just maybe, Jupiter digged the ladies as well as the fellas. Which is something I noticed from watching way more Sailor Moon than I should.
See, I don't get that out of this series, though. Yes, I got it out of the manga. Yes, I got it out of the anime.
Thank you. I'm just saying, but no, because it was the whole thing of when you brought up that, I was just like, are we gonna try and make a note of that in this too, or are we just gonna leave it at?
Maybe she's just being super protective.
Yeah,
of the sister.
that whole thing. I mean, and that's what it does seem like that, but it kind of drew in it, because I hadn't seen any part of that, because there was an episode where she had the crush on the guy and all that, and in the series. The anime series, they also did an episode like that.
Yeah,
They also did another episode like way later in one of the movies where it was kind of where you kind of call that into question, because there was a big gap that I had between certain parts of it.
Well, that's fair and understandable. That's what I feel about most of Dragon Ball Z.
But it was that whole thing.
He said there are gaps that he just doesn't remember from the anime. He's like, that's kind of how I feel about Dragon Ball Z. I remember this, and then
because I watched the original series, and then I watched all of the movies. I still hate you, by the way. I watched all the movies.
What he's referring to is years and years and years ago, I ran an anime review website, and Will was one of our reviewers. And Will got drafted to do all of the Sailor Moon movies that were out at the time, because no one else on our site would do it.
Yeah, no one apparently would touch them with a 20-foot pole.
Yeah. And the one person that would, we wouldn't let her, because she would have done nothing but gush and not actually review them. So, que sera, sera.
It wasn't me.
No, it was not Sam.
No, it wasn't. But I was kind of just, the further we got into it, and then she said that, and I looked up and was like, huh. I was like, I wonder if, and I told Sam that whole theory about it, and I was just like, I wonder if they're gonna play up any part of that at any point in time in this.
She's the jilted lover. I want Usagi for myself.
You know,
I mean, not even like that, but that would be funny.
I mean, one of the things about the show is that this show has deviated very much from its source material. It's telling its own story.
This is true.
So, at this point, you kind of do sit there, even as someone that knows the source material, and go, it's fair game. You know, they're going to do what they're going to do for their story.
Yep. Because I've never seen Tuxedo Mask with a fiance before. I'm like, how are they going to work this out?
Yeah, they've never done that.
Yeah.
No fiance, no girlfriend.
Yeah.
The only thing that I'm seeing in here that at this point just kind of makes me go, is a lot of issues that they're having could get solved with 3 phone calls. It's what I refer to as Fies syndrome. There was a Kamen Rider show called Kamen Rider Fies, where the biggest problem in the show was that none of the heroes actually communicated with each other, which was hilarious, seeing as how their transformation devices were cell phones. So,
I was wondering that because Jupiter was like, I have to tell Usagi this. And I'm like, well, why don't you pick up the phone and say, hey, I want to see you?
Yeah. And now she knows that Mamoru is Tuxedo Mask. Mm-hmm. Let's see how long it takes her to tell anybody. Because...
Or hunt her down or something.
5 episodes.
Mars still hasn't told anybody that Monaco is Venus. So there's a lot of secret keeping for what appears to be no good reasons whatsoever.
Although in the episode where the 5 of them work together, you kind of get that whole thing of, I know who you are, mm-hmm. and she's kind of like, I want to out you, but something tells me I shouldn't right now.
Yeah.
I missed that because I know why Jupiter and Mercury are not telling Usagi about the fiance thing. Why is Mars keeping Venus's secret again?
They haven't really said why.
Okay.
It's kind of
there.
It's almost as if they have an understanding. The only vibe I ever got, I remember when I watched the series the first time,
Was the wink wink.
and here, well, is that you obviously have a reason for not telling everybody, and when you're ready, you'll tell them, kind of thing. Mm-hmm. But there's also no real reason for her not to tell everybody. It's kind of strange.
Yeah, it was just something I noticed when it shows up, and you just see Mars look at her, and there's like this momentary surprise on her face of, more or less, you actually showed up, and then it kind of turned into like, not just yet. And
so, anything we're looking forward to, Will?
Just getting deeper in the story. I'm waiting for a twist. What's he twist? I'm waiting for a twist.
How about you?
Am I allowed to say what you've told me? Spoiler alert.
Is it the same thing?
About the finale of the show?
No, not the finale. About what you're so excited for.
Oh, I'm excited for the next 2 episodes because I know what's coming. So
we're supposedly getting a twist.
Yeah.
In the next 2 episodes.
Is it the twist you told me about?
I probably, maybe. I don't remember what all I told you. But there's some really cool stuff, and I'm waiting to see Sam explode on video next week on our next episode of Denzicaster. So, folks, I think that pretty much wraps us up for these 2 episodes. If you've enjoyed the video, if you like our discussions, give us a thumbs up. If you don't, give us a thumbs down. That's fine. Just let us know in the comments below.
Be a Caesar or whatever.
Tell us what you think. That was almost like Bautista. Oh, sorry. Let us know what you think. Leave your comments down below. Tell us your thoughts. Leave us some feedback. Let us know what you think of the show, how we're doing. And, of course, if you enjoy the show, hit the subscribe button. That does help us out a lot. If you want to help us out here at the ECS Network, you can do that by becoming one of our patrons at patreon.com/ECS Network. All we ask, $1 in the tip jar every month. That will go a long way in the long run, trust me. Yes, and buy the shirts, such as like an 8-star anime shirt from one of our sister shows, or a cool Denzicaster shirt like the one I'm wearing. You can find those at cafepress.com/ECS Network. So, folks, until next time, when we have some more Pretty Guardian Sailor Moon, we're on a marathon of this stuff, folks. Until then, I'm Mike.
William.
William. And we'll see you next time on Denzicaster.